Hello, my name is Anthony Smitha. I'm a security specialist at Manus Dei, a managed security services provider. Every day we strive to protect our customers' digital assets and IT infrastructure. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about online conferencing. So for those of you who have attended online conferences before, they're usually video conferences or audio conferences where you have a speaker and then you have their presentation slides. What ends up going into that is that you have a registration process, and in that registration process is where all the security is set up. You register for the webinar, and then when you register for that webinar, you get a custom link that's sent to you. The security behind this is that you can use your custom link because when you go to the webinar, it asks you for your credentials, and if you don't enter your credentials properly, whether it's just your email or email and password or some sort of combination like that, then you don't get into the webinar. When you go and use the free services that are out there. Let's say, for instance, I'm going to use Google Hangouts because, Google is very popular. Why not? When you set up your free services, what ends up happening is that you may or may not have these security settings set up by default. So that means that anybody can just simply hop into the room. And when they hop into the room, they can start chatting with other people and distracting from the main purpose. Or worse, they can put themselves off mute and then just start talking while you're talking. In a classroom setting, that's very disruptive. In another kind of webinar setting, that can be very dangerous. There are a number of security precautions that you can put in place to prevent this from happening. Especially if you're the host, you can make a small number of people hosts instead of opening it up to everybody to just take themselves off mute whenever they want. You can limit chat to be only to the moderators or to the organizers. And before all of that, you can even set up, service depending of course, you can even set up waiting rooms so that people who have jumped into the meeting have to wait. They say who they are. Hi, my name is Anthony Smith. I'm ready for the webinar. And, oh, Anthony, yeah, I'll let him in. Or alternately, hi, my name is Boogaloo. Well, I don't know who Boogaloo is. Eject. There are a couple other things that you can do as well. Whenever you set up these rooms, you can also set up not only meeting rooms, but also passwords to get into the room. So unless the person doesn't have the correct password, which is a uniquely generated password, not just password 123, if they don't have that uniquely generated password, they don't even get into the waiting room. They just sit outside. I'm sorry, the meeting is closed, you can't get in. That's another very effective way to keep people out. Probably one of the most effective ways of keeping people out is even more basic, which is don't publish the meeting. Perhaps another just as effective way of keeping people out of your meeting is to simply not publish it. And of course you want to publish it to the people that it's intended for, but you wouldn't want to put on your website, for instance, hey, on Monday at 2:30 p.m., click this webinar link to get in. It seems nice and friendly to do it like that, but when you do that, you open up the meeting to everybody. Instead, you really want to ask people to register for the webinar. Or, if they can't register for the webinar, at the very least, set up that meeting room that we talked about earlier, where you know who's coming into the room. And you have some sort of verification that they are who they say they are. Just something to think about. There's lots of different ways of securing the webinar. I'm just trying to give you some general tips instead of just creating a free-for-all room where anybody can get in and do whatever they like. If you'd like to learn more, please give us a call at 703-988-7221 or visit our website at www.manusdei.net. Have a blessed day.